Welcome to the parent portal of OptionC. This is going to be used this year. It's something new that will be used by St. John Bosco Schools and Chesterton Academy as a communication tool between home and school. It has lots of information to offer, so we will get started. The web address is www.optionc.com. If you type that into your browser, you'll come up with a screen that looks something like this. In the top right corner is your login button. Click on your login. Right here, find your school. You're going to enter number 1126. You should see it drop down to St. John Bosco Schools and click on that. Here is your username and your password, your login information. This was sent home in the Friday folders last Thursday. Each family member has different login information. Mom, dad, kids, they all have different information, and each family member is responsible for keeping their contact information up to date, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. I'm just going to log in here. Oops. I'm logging in as Mrs. Bosco. We have a student here named John Bosco, as you can see. So this is your home page that you're going to log into in the parent portal. We'll start by just kind of going across the top here. Notifications. This is information that we have posted. It can remind you of dates, of due dates for permission slips, hot lunch orders. Anything that would typically go in an email will start to show up here. That doesn't mean that we won't be sending out emails anymore. We certainly will. But this is an area that you should be checking on a regular basis. Over here, this should be you. You can change your password right here if you'd like to. I know the passwords that were sent home were rather unique and lengthy, so feel free to change your password to something that is more comfortable for you. You would type in your current password here, your new password here, and confirm your password at the bottom. This little icon here is your home button. That's going to bring you back to your home page by clicking on that. I have one student here. His name is John, as I mentioned before. If you have multiple children, you will see a box similar to this for each child. So if you have 5 children here, you're going to see 5 boxes here with each child's name. Here you can see your child's assignments, any future assignments, missing and late assignments. Today's attendance. You can see that John was tardy today. And any behavior notifications are alerted here. So we'll start by just checking out future assignments. If you click on future, this is showing John's future assignments. He has an essay due. The due date is October 30th. It was posted on October 14th. If you click on the actual assignment, there's a brief description. The description: pick a saint that interests you, research the saint of your choice, and write a 5-paragraph essay on the life of that saint. Use the checklist attached. If you see a paperclip, that is a file that has been attached. Chances are that piece of paper was sent home with your child. Whether your child actually brought it home or not, that's a different story. So if you click on the paperclip, it should download that file. However, every once in a while, a pop-up blocker will get in the way, as you can see up here on the top right of my screen. I'm going to allow pop-ups from FamilyOptionC.com, and this should take care of the problem. So if your file is not coming up, chances are your pop-up blocker is on, and you need to disable that. So now if I click on the file, you'll see it's downloading here at the bottom of my screen. And just open that up. Okay, so we will go back to our home screen. Let's look at John's missing assignments. He has one missing assignment. The assignment is the essay on history of basket weaving. It was posted on October 1st, and it was due on October 2nd. You'll see a teacher's note here, homework not turned in. And the little paper with the binoculars. That means that assignment is missing. So we'll come back and look at John's late assignments. He has one late assignment. That again was in the class Intro to Basket Weaving, and his project was Simple Basket Project number 1. He turned this in late. It was due on October 5th. He turned it in late, so he only got a 50% on that project. And you can see that it's late by this little clock icon here indicating that is a late assignment. I'm going to go back to my home screen. Attendance can be seen here if you click on tardy, or it may say present. You'll see that to date he's been in school 9 times, he's been missing once, and he's been late 4 times. This will give you the dates and whenever he has not been present and on time will show up here. I'm going to go back over to my home screen. Any behavior notifications? I'm going to click on here. If you see a 1 there or a 2, let's hope it's not any more than that, you have a few behavior notifications to read. But there's nothing current that has not been read so far. Back to my home page. These are files available to you. This is where the office can post different types of files that you may need. For instance, right here I've got 3 files that are categorized as permission slips. So in case you have misplaced your field trip permission slip, you can always come and check to see if it's here. If you click on that, again, your pop-up blocker may get in the way of this. You'll want to disable that, and you'll see down here it's downloading my Memorial Art Gallery permission slip. Back to my home page. Lunch ordering. This is something big this year. This is new. We will no longer be sending home lunch order forms. It will all be done online. You'll see that there's a due date there, so this is showing lunch orders for November 2015. Please place your orders by Friday, October 23rd. Late lunch orders will not be accepted anymore. The system will cut off any orders after October 23rd, so please be sure to watch these dates and make sure to place your orders for your children before you get locked out. Payment is not able to be handled through the system at this time, so we still ask that you send in your check or cash payments to the office after you've placed your order online. If you do send in cash, please note on the envelope your last name so that I know who to credit, whose account I need to credit. So you'll see here, these are our orders by date for the month of November. Here's the entire list. If you're looking through the days and you see that a day is missing, that means that we do not have school on that day. So there is a very good reason for that. So we're going to just kind of go through this and show you examples. So John decides that he would like to order the ziti with garlic bread or fruit for Tuesday, November 3rd. So he's just going to click the plus sign, and this total here is $3.75. On Wednesday, if you see $0 next to something, that is a side dish, that automatically comes with your order. If you happen to forget to click that, don't worry about it, your child's still going to receive the fruit as the side dish. Anything that's designated with an asterisk and GF, that stands for gluten-free. So look for meals that are gluten-free with the GF. John doesn't care for the meat and bean burrito, so he's not going to order that, although he does like the pizza. There are 3 different options here for pizza. You can order pizza by the single slice only, so if he decides to order 3 slices of pizza, he'll put a 3 right there, and that will be 75 cents each. We have an option here for a whole gluten-free pizza. I know one or two of our older students have ordered that in the past. Those are $10. So if your child wants an entire gluten-free pizza, that's where they can order it right there. And then here is the pizza meal that comes with carrots and dip and fruit. That's $2.50. If he doesn't want any of the slices, we're going to take those off and just click the meal. That will sign up John for the meal for that day. Sub days, every side item on here, mayonnaise, mustard, lettuce, tomato, they're all listed. You do need to put the plus sign, click on that if you want that side item on your sub. So John likes bologna subs. We're going to go up here to bologna subs and click the plus sign. That will charge him $3.50. He also likes cheese on his sub, so we're going to click the plus sign next to the cheese. He likes mayonnaise, and he likes mustard. Okay, so that will put him on the menu for a bologna sub with cheese, mayonnaise, and mustard. And then we can just kind of go through, and he likes the corn chowder, and he wants the pork fried rice. So that's just an example of how the ordering system works. Your total will be at the bottom. It totals it for you, $21. I, as Mrs. Bosco, would submit a check or cash for $21 to the office. Now coming back up to the top, you can also go back over here on the right hand side of your screen and look to see what you've ordered in the past. You can look to see what John's ordered in October and in September. Also, if you have more than one child, their names are going to appear up here in this area, just as John's does. So if you have siblings, you're going to have a box, and you would click on each box to order for each child. Again, the most important thing is this due date right here. After that due date, you will be locked out of the hot lunch ordering system. So I'm going to go back to my home page. Okay. Here are the notifications that I was talking about. This one's a test communication. These have not been read, which is why that says 2 up in the top bar. So I'm going to click on the test communication, and it just says your school did a test communication on October 7th. The second communication here, I'd like to read that. Please be sure to check our OptionC calendar on a regular basis. Many important dates are noted, such as hot lunch order due dates, report card dates, field trips, times, dates, etc. We will do our best to keep it current. Okay, so definitely want to keep an eye on those notifications. And you'll see now the notifications up at the top of your screen says 0 because you've read both notifications. Student, this is going to tell you what you need to know about your student. If you click on classes, this gives a list of your students' classes. This is their current grade, this is their teacher, and this is their teacher's email address. I'm going to go back to student and drop down to assignments. These are your students' assignments. These are all assignments for John. Over here on the right hand side, where I've got my little hand there, you can search by all assignments, future assignments, missing, late, and graded. So future assignments, if I were to click on that, I'm going to bring up the one future assignment that John has. Back over to student, down to report cards. Your report cards will be found here. At the very end of the year, we will print out a hard copy to keep in your student's file. But for the most part, they will be able to be viewed online now. Progress reports are coming up. Here is an early progress report that was done for John Bosco. So if you see something in here in this box, it's ready to be viewed. So we're going to open John's progress report. And here it is. You'll see each class, the teacher, their current grade, and any comments for that particular class. For instance, in basket weaving, John needs to work much harder to get his grade up. I think that's rather obvious. But he's obviously doing well in pole climbing, Sainthood 1 and Sainthood 2. A general comment, this is from John's homeroom teacher. John is a pleasure to have in class. His work reflects effort in most of his classes. Please see individual comments for more details. This will prompt you, once you open this up to read it, this will prompt you to acknowledge. There will be a box that I believe is in red that kind of pops up and asks you to click on it. That is acknowledging to your child's teacher that you've read the progress report, and the teacher will be able to see when progress reports are viewed by parents. So I'm going to close this out and go back over to student. This is where the end of the term grades will be listed. Obviously, we haven't hit the end of trimester 1, so there's nothing there as of yet. Back to student. Attendance history. This is something, again, that you can get to from your home screen, or you can use the drop-down box here. Behavior. Hopefully there won't be anything under here, but if there is, these need to be viewed. Let's look at John's first offense. It was on October 7th. It was in the gym, and he received a verbal warning. So we'll just open that up. It gives it a little bit more detail. John did not follow directions given in gym today and was talking incessantly, distracting the other students. He was given a verbal warning. We rate that severity as a 1. The higher up the positive scale it goes, if your child were to receive a 10, that is not good. So you definitely want to keep an eye on the number that is given. His first offense was on the playground. He received a timeout. There were no notes entered. I'm not sure what exactly happened here. I would probably contact the school and try to find out. Hopefully you won't be looking at this screen too often. Back to student and nurse visits. This is where our nursing staff will keep track of times that your child has visited the office. So you can see that John has been to the office twice so far this year. Here are the dates. These are the complaints. He suffered from a splinter in his right thumb while practicing intro to basket weaving. We cleaned it out and put a Band-Aid on it. The second time he had complaints of nausea, vomiting, and it was most likely related to fear of heights during intro to pole climbing. Mom was called and she will pick him up. So those are nurse visits. The next tab over is office. This is some useful information as well. If you click on calendars, this is our Google School Calendar. All of our events should be listed on here. If you click on the event, for example, on October 9th for professional development, if you click on that, you'll see that's a day that we do not have school. So by clicking on these things, there should be more details. Here is our fall potluck supper at 6 o'clock on the 15th. We'll click on that. It shows it's in the school gym. It starts at 6 o'clock and goes until 7:30. So please keep an eye on this. It will show field trips, events. It will show, for instance, right here, hot lunch orders due, progress report sent home for viewing. Here's another field trip here, another field trip here. Up here in the top left-hand corner, if you click on this button right here, it will advance to the next month. So you can see here are conference days. There's no school on the 2nd, and on the 3rd, that's when we will have evening conferences. Here's mother-son bingo. You get the picture. Contact information. Under Office, this is where you can keep your contact information current. This is specific to you. So we want to know your cell phone number, your home phone number, the family home phone number, your work number. If any changes need to be made, please make these changes here and hit Save Changes in the bottom right hand corner. If your email address changes, your cell phone, this will be your way now of making sure that the numbers we have on file and the information is current. If mom decides that she needs to go in and change dad's cell phone number, she's going to need dad's login information to do that. Okay. Office, family profile. This is similar contact information. If your phone number is unlisted, you can indicate that here. Here's your family email address. Here is your physical address and a mailing address that we have for you. Back to office. Student profile. These will list your students. Again, they should list right across the middle here, all the students that you have. If you want to assign your student a new password, you can do that here. Lunch orders. This will take you back to the ordering screen. You can make any changes to your lunch order right up until this date right here on the 23rd. So you can go in and edit it at any time. Teacher conferences. Right now we have scheduled teacher conferences for kindergarten through 5th grade. Those can be viewed on here. You should actually be able to see a time that your child is scheduled for conferences. You are able to go in and change that conference time. For instance, if I wanted to, I'm listed here to meet with Mrs. Hannah for my son John on November 2nd at 9 o'clock to 9:20. If I wanted to change that, I click on the arrow and I pick a different time. So say I want to change it to 10 o'clock right here. This is going to also open up a little area where you can write a note to your child's teacher. For instance, I would really like to discuss math, or I'm concerned about my child's behavior. You can write that in this little box here, and your teacher hopefully will read that before your conference. My husband will not be attending with me, Giovanni, and so it's just going to be myself. I'm going to make sure that box is checked. It again reminds me of the start and end time, and then save some changes down here. Okay, you'll see up at the top your conference details have been saved. Success. You can just close that box right out. Next tab is communication. This is our file library. This is where you can look for files in case you are missing something. Files that are generated usually by the office. Like I said, permission slips, various different files that you may look for throughout the year. Hopefully we'll have them uploaded right here. Come time for registration, if you're re-registering your child, your re-registration forms most likely will be found in this area. Faith, this tab right here, we hope to get up and running soon. Quite frankly, I'm not so sure how to use it at this point, but I'm going to explore this option with OptionC a little bit more, and when I have more information I can let you know. And our last tab over here is Support Documents. This is OptionC's library, giving you more information on how to access information within the parent portal. So you can browse through here at your convenience to see if there's more information that we didn't cover in this tutorial that could be found here. You'll note that the saint of the day is listed in the bottom right hand corner. Today is Saint Teresa, and this will give you a lot of information and some questions and answers and links at the bottom. OptionC is a Catholic company, and we've been very happy with them so far. If there's something here that you still have questions on that I haven't covered, please feel free to contact the office and I can go over things with you. If you happen to get locked out of your account, you forgot your password, things like that, again, please contact the office and we can certainly help you with that. We can reset your account for you. Students have access to a portal that's similar to yours, although they don't have all of the information that you do. Their access is a little bit more limited, but they can certainly see grades, assignments, things like that. So thanks for joining me in this tutorial, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to give the office a call. Have a great day.